1 week down and couple of more weeks to go in the lockdown announced by Indian Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. We do have to appreciate this necessary action taken by the Prime Minister right now. It might have helped in flattening the curve of number of COVID positive patients in India. But imagine if this action would have been taken early in March or in February or on January 30th when India saw its first COVID positive patient. If India would have taken necessary action right then and there, we wouldn't be facing this pandemic or this immigrant laborer crisis right now. India saw its first COVID positive patient on January 30th, and till March 15th, India did not announce this as a pandemic or a health crisis. It was only in those 45 days it would have been possible to contain this pandemic to a huge extent if Indian government would have ensured that every traveler coming from abroad was screened, tested and quarantined if necessary. Maybe then this pandemic could have been contained. In those 45 days, if the BJP government would have procured enough medical equipments, today we wouldn't have to send our doctors and nurses to deal with this pandemic ill-equipped without enough equipments. Today, our nation would be better equipped to deal with COVID positive patients with enough ventilators and protective gear in place. This lockdown was so haphazard and unplanned because the nation was given just 3 hours of notice to go into a lockdown of 3 weeks, possibly more than that. And that created the immigrant labor crisis. In the way the government has not dealt with the immigrant crisis in the last few days, and the way some of the states are dealing with it, the atrocities some of our immigrant laborers are facing, clearly shows there is a lack of planning in the entire announcement of the lockdown. On one hand, the UP CM says the people from UP should be fed and sheltered in Delhi. On the other hand, he's sending hundreds of buses to come back to Delhi, facing all those atrocities that the people are facing. At the same time, there is no luxury of social distancing for all of those people. In the 1.7 lakh budget announced by Nirmala Sitharaman, it does not address the immigrant laborers who make up of 80% of the workforce, unorganized workforce in India. Hopefully, we as a nation will come out stronger with as little casualties as possible from this COVID-19 pandemic. Stay safe, stay home.